Good morning 7F, how are you doing today? So today we're going to start our number and patterns topic. So we're going to start by looking at factors and multiples. So you should have done this before in primary school, but it's okay if you don't remember it because we're going to talk about it today. So our title is Factors and Multiples. Straight line, underline that, there we go. So what are factors? Well, definition of factors are, so factors are numbers that divide exactly, so no remainders, divide exactly into a particular number. I'm just going to underline the keyword here, factors. So, for example, factors of 6 is equal to, so what numbers can divide exactly into 6? Well, 1 is always a factor because 6 times 1 is equal to 6. And that also tells us that 6 is a factor as well. So always 1 and itself is always a factor of any number. Keep going up from the smallest number upwards, keep dividing. So the next number up from 1 is 2. Does 2 divide into 6? Well, 2 times 3 is 6, so yes, so 2 was a factor. As I said before, 2 times 3 is 6, so 3 is also a factor. Does 4 go into 6 exactly? No, because it has a remainder of 2, so 4 is not a factor. 5 does not go into 6 exactly, so 5 is not a factor. And lastly, 6 is a factor of itself because 6 times 1 is equal to the number 6. And you would stop there because obviously 7 does not divide, any bigger number does not divide into 6. One thing to note, when we list out the factors of a number, we usually write them in ascending order, so from smallest to biggest. So usually written in ascending order. Now, the second word that we're going to talk about today is multiples. So what are multiples? So multiples are numbers created by multiplying, as you would expect from the word multiples, has something related to multiply, created by multiplying a particular number by any whole number. So for example, let me just underline the keyword first, so multiples. So for example, multiples of 10 would be equal to, well, 10 times 1 is 10, 10 times 2 is 20, 10 times 3 is 30, 10 times 4 is 40, 10 times 5 is 50, etc., etc. Now, the list of multiples can go on forever. And that's because we have infinitely many numbers. So the numbers goes on forever. And you can keep going and trying to keep multiplying to find the multiples of any number.